ahead to the NBA and NHL slate is usually exciting, but I would say that this weekend, the NHL games that Brad has to pick from are akin to the men available on dating apps in Toronto. Not to be too harsh, I'm just saying step it up like a little bit. Like the bar is on the floor.
These are actually games that I want to watch because they're teams that I'm actually invested in emotionally.
Yeah.
Teams that I'm invested in emotionally. Montreal taking on Seattle. Montreal's been on fire ever since you turned their team around, calling up Marty St. Louis and saying, listen, get Cole Caulfield going.
Get it together, Marty.
And he's been on fire recently. Next one is the Red Wings, and they are facing Calgary. I love Calgary this year. Not only have I been a fan from them since I was a kid, I loved Al McInnes, but Calgary seems to be clicking at the right time. Their goaltending is actually standing up, and they're scoring in bunches. You want to talk about scoring in bunches? You're talking about Edmonton versus Tampa. You know I love me some Connor McDavid, and Connor McDavid, I think this is their chance to really establish themselves as an elite team. Obviously, their goaltending is a little suspect at sometimes, but this is an elite game that I've got my eye on. And you, in the NBA, I mean, you were 3-0 last week, so you've got to follow it up with another 3-0. So tell us what your 3 games are.
That's a lot of pressure. I think one of the most interesting storylines that's happening is the opportunity for Gregg Popovich to surpass Don Nelson as the most winningest head coach in the NBA. And a lot of people are saying that he's been holding on to coach Team USA to capture this record, and then maybe he's going to be retiring. But how long can the Spurs take that feel-good moment and translate it into success? We'll find out.
And an opportunity for you to see Tim Duncan, even on the bench. You love you some Tim Duncan.
We love Tim. And then also, the Toronto Raptors are in a tough situation right now, of course. Listen, they've been a middling team all season, and I think that was the expectation. But the play-in, I think, is a little low for what fans expected. But with the injuries of Malachi Flynn, Fred VanVleet, OG Anunoby, it starts to mount up, and those are a lot of their really strong foundational players. Malachi Flynn wasn't, but he was playing the best basketball of his career when Fred VanVleet went down. So it's tough. They're taking on the Phoenix Suns. They're taking on the Nuggets, the Denver Nuggets. And so they're going to be in a tough... The forecast is cloudy. The forecast is grim.
Little chance of
We're going raincoats.
Well, let's be honest, though. Without Fred adds a lot more than just points. He adds a presence that is really irreplaceable.
1,000%. So we'll take a look at those games for the Toronto Raptors coming up this weekend. And then finally, a big game that is on my radar. You have the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Golden State Warriors. And these Golden State Warriors are missing a little seasoning. They're missing a little spice.
They're not the Splash Brothers of old.
Like, they're boiled chicken, I would say. They're the boiled chicken of the NBA. And, like, you can eat it and it's good for you, but, like, do you want it? Do you order it at a restaurant? I don't. You got to wonder if Kevin Durant with the Nets, Ben Simmons isn't playing yet. He's watching the success of the 76ers. You got to wonder if he's kind of looking back over his shoulder like, man, I miss those Golden State days. It is what it is at this point, but they're taking on Milwaukee. Big game for both teams, so that's what I'm looking at.
Yep, and you can find our picks every Friday on Twitter. She's at SmartAsh. I'm Brad
C.
Smith. It's silent, but we'll have those out on Friday. Take a look and bet with us.